I'm pretty sure you're aware that prepping gets expensive. So today we're going to give you suggestions on how to save money when you're trying to prep your house for the winter and for winter blackouts and all that. And some of these suggestions came from the viewers, and they're really good. And actually the first one is how to insulate your windows. So we always start with insulating your windows. A suggestion that we got over and over and over again, which I never even thought of, it's bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take bubble wrap and you put that on your windows, and it doesn't mean you have to go out and buy bubble wrap. What we're thinking here, and this entire video, is stuff you already have. So what I would recommend is when you get packages that has bubble wrap, set it aside, and then you have the bubble wrap ready.
Yeah, and you could put that against your windows and it will insulate them.
Yep. And then at the same time, while you're doing that, grab, if you get the larger boxes, start saving that, because also cardboard is another thing that you can use. You put the cardboard up against the window, and that'll also, help, block
Insulate
off
you.
insulate
keep
it.
out the cold.
Yeah. And it goes same with even like the paper bags that you get at the grocery store, probably even plastic bags. All those can be used either to cover your windows, fill cracks or whatever, And also you look around your house. And I think you should do that right away. And what you do is you go around, you try to find all your blankets, everything that you need that could cover everything you have, blankets, quilts,
Pillowcases, sheets.
Comforters.
Comforters, towels.
Yep.
Towels work great. And
Yeah.
usually, I have towels everywhere.
Yeah, everybody always has like way too many towels. Look like they're going to have like
Even beach towels work
Yeah.
great because they're big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get towels. If you have any shower curtains,
Yeah.
you can take those.
Put those across a big window just to keep cover and keep the cold out.
Yeah. And this is just for windows here. Anytime you have a draft, and it's amazing. Well, right behind us, there.
The crack of the door.
There's like a little crack in the door.
Yeah, it's
and
a
it's
big
only
crack.
like this big. And we put the stuff in there to that different tapes and that rubber tape and stuff.
Yeah, we put that sealing tape that you could put the caulking.
Yeah, the caulking stuff.
The rubber
Well, it's not
caulking.
rubber. It's not caulking. It's just rubber sticky tape, kind of
Yeah.
foamy stuff. But it don't work.
It works for a little bit, but then I have to, I tuck it in there so that it still blocks the air.
Yeah.
Because when you walk by, you get a full stream of air.
And that's what I'm getting to here. Is the reason I brought that up is that little thing. You can feel it on the back of our neck right now, because of cold air, and it's not even that cold out.
No.
So if you have these throughout your house, it can really add up. So that's why you want to get things to be able to cover it up.
Yeah, and you could even use towels for the bottom of your door to cut off the cracks so the cold air doesn't come in that way. Because I know on our bottom of our door, I have one of those a stuffed big long pillow
Yeah.
that I put there because for that reason,
It'd be really
cold
good.
comes in.
And it'd be good if you have like stuffed toys.
Yeah,
you put the stuffed
toys.
toys under there, things like that.
Just something to block it.
Another thing you should have in your house is painter's tape. And it's good to use painter's tape because you can pull it off. But that way you can take the painter's tape and you can just put that in different areas. If you like, even back here, you put a little painter's tape, and that'll block off that little breeze coming through.
It comes off very easily.
Yeah.
So it works.
That works. And another one is, if you haven't seen it, we did a video, and I'll put a link up here and in the description on how to make a small warm room. And for that is basically the same items. You basically get together, get your cushions, get your blankets, right?
Yes, comforters,
Sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags.
You want your sleeping bags. And also games that you've already bought that you have that, to keep yourself occupied. This all goes into that little room. And the room, you've got to watch the video if you haven't seen it, because it's really, really helpful.
Shows you how we set it up.
Yep, how to set it up. But you need things like that. Any candles you may have. You don't need to run out to the store and start buying stuff.
No,
just
use what you have. Take an inventory.
Yeah, take an inventory.
And just mentally say, yeah, I have that and this and that in this spot, and then a linen closet in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Make sure you know everything is and you can get to it.
Right.
That's a key.
You don't need to write it down or anything if you don't want to.
You just need to be able to get to it.
Yeah. That's why I have her.
Yeah, I tuck stuff everywhere.
Yeah, it's stuck everywhere. Yeah.
But I know where it's at.
And another thing is, see, like the warming room, we plan on doing ours downstairs, but we usually recommend doing it like in a bedroom. But even when the bed's not being used, you can still use the mattress and push that up against the wall or something. At least it'll keep the cold out for a while. So, that's something else that you don't even think about you using. And even bookshelves and things like that. If you have a big bookshelf and you're strong enough, or you can move that in front of a wall, because sometimes like in ours, a wall might not be as insulated. We have an old house. So you can actually feel the cold coming through the wall.
Yeah, we have wood paneling, old school.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure when they built the house, they stuffed it with paper, but that was 100 years ago. So,
and at this point too,
we fill everything.
If you're into camping, run outside and make sure you got all your camping gear, because a lot of that can be used in an emergency. If the lights go out, you could have flashlights, you could have backup batteries, you could have cook stove, all these things you'll need. And you got to have in your mind, because I tell you, when things get cold, you're not going to want to be out in the garage shuffling around. You may leave it in the garage and know
exactly where you need to go,
so you can run and get it real quick. But as far as you don't want to start digging around, so you want to know where all that is. And sleeping bags, especially. Remember, I push the sleeping bags, because even if it gets so cold that you can't even handle in your house, you can go in your bed and you can crawl in your sleeping bag under your blankets with your coat on, and you'll survive.
Oh yeah. Two pairs of socks, don't forget.
Yeah, always wear 2 pairs of socks, and also use layers. Layering system works, because what it does is it puts a layer of air in between each garment, and it makes it extremely warmer. So, just start stacking on the clothes, So make sure you know where those are. And I'm sure we all have clothes. You're not going to try to have to look good here. You just,
wear a t-shirt, wear a sweatshirt and a hoodie.
Yeah.
You have to, yeah.
And, leggings, things like that. And just because you're a guy doesn't mean you can't wear leggings.
Underneath your jeans.
Yeah,
keeps you warm.
I mean, I have those long john things that, you may even have those around, Scarves, gloves, and then once again, plastic bags. You can always put your plastic bags over your, hands to keep them warm. And perhaps you've prepped a little bit, and maybe you have hand warmers or something like that. Find those. Another thing you can do is, make sure you have some bottles, because you can always, if you're able to boil water, you can boil water in the bottles, and that'll keep that, those warm, so you can use those to warm yourself up.
Put them by your feet.
Yep, put them by your feet. Yep.
Also wear a bathrobe.
Yeah.
For extra insulation. Have your outfit on and throw a bathrobe on.
Yeah. Bathrobe's a good idea.
Yeah, keeps you warm.
All those little things, everything that's soft, stuffed animals, everything that's soft and warm, that can be used. You don't have to go out and buy top of the line, expensive, gear. You can
use what you have.
Yeah, just use what you have, and that's what this is about. Thinking outside the box, just looking at things differently. Let's see now. Oh, also, if you watch this channel and you've made a good get-home bag and it's in your car, well, it's not doing any good if it's in your car. So if you know what you got in your car, say you got hand warmers in your car, say you got extra gloves, say you got beanies, grab that get-home bag, because you're not going anywhere.
And if bring it in the house.
Bring it in the house. If you have to leave, then bring it back with you. But have that in your house, and you should have some stuff in there, because and I've done videos on that. I'll probably try to put a link of that too in here. But yeah, you should have the gloves in there too. So, don't let it just sit out there and
while you're freezing.
Freezing in the house, exactly.
Use what you got.
Another thing is like, this is kind of a funny one. This is from my mom. Okay, when it got really cold, we had a fireplace, but still our house got very cold. All of a sudden, she would start baking bread. Because we had power. The oven has to be the warmest thing, so she starts cooking, and then she'd leave the door open. It would totally heat up that part of the house. It was actually it tasted good too. So if you can do that, if you have power, bake. Or
you may just have gas. You don't have power, but you have the option to use your gas oven. That will work.
That'll work too, yeah. And then just leave it open, so.
Let the heat come out. It'll take out the chill.
Yeah, and it'll give you something to do too.
Yeah.
Help time go by. Yeah, then like I said, rearrange the, all the furniture if you have to. It's amazing. You just walk by and you put your hand around the walls. You could tell what area needs to, be
insulated or covered up at least.
Yeah, another thing to look for, we all should have, is tinfoil. Have the tinfoil.
Put those on your window. That will help.
Yep, put those on your window. And then, just always think outside the box. You don't have to, I mean, we watch all these prepping videos and they tell us you got to have this, or else, No, we have a lot of it. We do. And if all of us, we've been prepping long enough, so I'm sure we've bought a lot of stuff. I know we have. But just make do. Part of prepping is financial prepping, we call it. Staying ahead of the game with finances. You can't make yourself broke.
Yeah.
You gotta think smart. And along those lines of thinking smart, I believe that it's time for Belinda's trivia of the day. So do you have some trivia for us?
I do have some trivia for you. And my thing is, did you know that bubble wrap was originally made to be wallpaper? I don't know how that was going to work, but that's why they made it. And it failed, of course. So it turns out to be, of course, not only for packages, but a great insulation for windows. And that is your fun fact.
Isn't that exciting? As a kid, I would have loved my parents if
I know, wouldn't that be awesome?
Poke. That's probably why it didn't work.
Yeah, no kidding.
They
didn't think that through.
They had a little hyperactive kid that was running around having a good time. Well, my name is Wayne.
I'm Belinda.
And we're Normal Prepping. And thank you for watching. And make sure you watch the video on how to make a warm room. And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.